Well, hello. Yes, you found me in the garden centre again. We have definitely got an autumn day today. It is cold and it is very windy, very much a Winnie the Pooh day, blustery and cold and cloudy. So I intend to get all cozy this afternoon. Ooh, olive trees. But I have had a productive morning. I've already done my workout, I've been to the dentist this morning, and then Mum let me know that she needed to go to the garden centre and asked if I wanted to come along. And you know how much I love having a little potter around the garden centre. So I'm here just having a little bit of a potter before heading home, and then no doubt getting very cozy on the couch with a cup of tea and a book. But I just thought, yeah, we would spend a little bit of time together at the garden centre, see what they've got. I'm very intrigued by these. They're dwarf olives. How interesting. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. They have garlic. I might have to get some of this. Funnily enough, would you believe, I had a reminder pop up, I think last week, reminding me to plant garlic at this time of year. I'm totally gonna get some garlic. Ooh, and then I could, like, you know, just keep growing it from the little, I was gonna say cloves. I mean, they're garlic cloves, but, like, you know, the little individual pieces. I could keep some and then replant them so I have continuous garlic. So I've secured the garlic. It is in the trolley. And just having a little look around, I wouldn't mind getting some more brown onions. Brown onions, and then the other thing that I'm looking for is potentially an English ivy plant for in my bathroom. I want to do another water planter for in there. I think it would look really nice in the bathroom. And I have heard that the English ivy really absorbs like moisture and that from bathroom spaces, so I would love to try that. I'll have to go inside and see if they've got any inside. Alright, they actually have lemon balm here. I'm so tempted. I've got my lemon balm from seeds that are coming up, and they're definitely coming up, but I'm very impatient. I'm debating whether I purchase some lemon balm and pop it in the pot so that I can start popping lemon balm leaves into my tea now. Oh, or do I just wait? Maybe I just need to be patient and wait for my lemon balm to come up. Oh, but I'm so excited for it to look like this eventually. Oh, hopefully soon. How unique are these capsicums? Chocolate cherry. That's very different. Interesting. That could be really lovely, like in salads and that, because of the colour variation. Well, unfortunately, it looks like they do not have any brown onion seedlings. They've got some beautiful autumn colours here. Look at these. How nice are they for autumn? Imagine doing like a container at your front door with those. That'd be gorgeous. Oh, how pretty are these? It's like snow. It's gorgeous. If you can hear that wind over the microphone, it is, as I said earlier, very blustery today. Wow. Look at these. Look at all of that colour. Goodness me. Gorgeous. Look at all the sunflowers. Oh my goodness. Just popped inside to sort of their indoor plants to see if they've got any of the English ivy, and it doesn't look like they do. So unfortunately, it's not been the most successful trip to the garden centre. I didn't get my ivy and I didn't get my brown onions, but I did get garlic, which is very nice. Mum and I are just admiring the monstera here, and you can see the leaves have the holes in them. It's very artistic sort of looking, very unique. So, not a very successful trip. Definitely no ivy, but I did pick up some garlic, which I'm very excited about. No brown onions, no ivy, but we will get these garlic into the garden beds. Mum did pick up one of the star cluster panthers here. There were some other things on her list as well she was unable to get, so we might have to head to a different garden centre on another day and see if we can find the last little bits. Well, we're going to head out. We're going to go through the checkout now with these things, and then we are going to head home. Well, Mum has a bee in her bonnet about getting these plants for herself. So we have actually just left one garden centre and we were intending to go home. But we have actually come to a second garden centre to see if they've got what Mum wants in stock. But while we're here, I've just had a little look, and they do actually have the English ivy that I wanted for in the bathroom. So let me show you. So this is it here. This is the one that I'm thinking of getting. There's a few sort of little branches in there, so hopefully I will be able to get a couple of little pots out of that. But I think it's really pretty with the variegation in the leaves. So this is camouflage ivy, also known as English ivy, and they say that it can help remove like humidity and like mold spores and things from the air in your bathroom. So I'm wanting to try that in the bathroom and just sort of see how it goes. But yeah, so success with this one. So Mum has just wandered off to see if she can find her plants that she's looking for. And I'm just having a little look in their vegetable section to see if they've got any brown onions, given that the other garden centre didn't have any. And it has just started to rain. Gosh, would you look at that colour over there? So I'm going to try and be quite quick. Brown onions. Got spring onions and lots of chives, leeks. They've got red. Here we go. Brown onions. Jackpot. So I just want to get another little punnet of these seedlings. So that's great. And whilst we're here and Mum's having a little look for her bits and pieces, I might just see if they've got anything else nice in their vegetable section, different. I do like having a little look for different things. I've got lots of kale here, but as you know, we planted our kale seeds last week, so hopefully we'll have kale coming up soon. They've got artichokes, lots of strawberries at this time of year. Gosh, they've got just trays of all new plants. Oh look, they have different brown onions. Interesting. Maybe I'll... I'd say they're fairly similar. that maybe I could get a packet of each and then just see which ones grow better. That could be a good idea. What does it say with these ones? Look at the harvest time. So this is 26 to 32 weeks, whereas this one is only 16 weeks. Interesting. I do already have these ones planted at home, so I'm wondering if I get these for some variety. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll pop these back and I'll grab a punnet of these. So I've just sort of come to their interesting herb section, and I think I'm gonna get this. Spinach Climbing Red. And it's highly nutritious and great in salads. It's like heat tolerant and loves the tropics, which would be perfect for my climate. Great source of iron, calcium, vitamin A, B, and C. Young leaves are tasty in salad and sandwiches. The leaves look really great. It's a quick growing with soft red stems, large green leaves. Look how pretty that is. Can you see the red stems there? It gets really big, but I mean, it gets up to 3 meters and 1 meter wide. So I think I would just have to really keep it pruned. Full sun, part shade, which would be brilliant. I think I'm going to get that to try. But they've got some really interesting things. They actually have mugwort here. I swear, every like witchy kind of movie I've ever watched talks about mugwort. So I'm very intrigued by this. Mugwort. Aids digestion. Insect repellent. Flavors beer. Very interesting. Maybe not that one. I don't know if you saw that, but it did say that the plant can kind of run away, so you should remove the flowers so that the seeds don't get into the air. That might be a bit much. Oh my goodness, and they've also got wormwood, which is another one. I swear, whenever you watch witch movies, wormwood is always mentioned. Protecting from snails and that. Interesting. Always have some really interesting things here, which I love, just different things. So I think I'm going to stick with my climbing red spinach. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. And my Australian brown onions, which is a harvest in 16 weeks. Incredible. Very happy with that. And I also got my ivy. I'm going to go and see how Mum has done. Hopefully she's been able to get her plants. How weird are the little flowers on this fella? How cool. So we have done very well at this garden centre. So I've picked up some more of the blue eyes. These are the Blew My Mind blue eyes. They're the full sun part shade one. I've got a couple little gaps. I think I mentioned recently that I had a bit of an irrigation issue and some of the blue eyes that I have died off, unfortunately. So picked up a few of these to replace that, and I also have found the tri-coloured star cluster pentas, which, oh, these are so beautiful. They've got the pink, the white and the red. So I've got a few of those to pop in. That is the ivy, the English ivy that I mentioned earlier for the bathroom. I went back and I actually bought 2 punnets of those heirloom brown onions, and then I've just got my little spinach, my climbing red spinach to try. I'm very intrigued by that. I'm a bit concerned about how big it gets, but I'm wondering if I grow it in a pot instead of in the actual garden bed, whether that might be better. And that might just help it kind of not grow so big. It might stunt its growth a little bit. But yes, so quite a nice little haul there. And then I've also got some more of the stripy white. And then I've got a few of these. I've got just a few little gaps that I need to fill. Some plants have just not liked their position and unfortunately have died off. So very, very happy with all of this. So we're gonna kind of just head through the checkout, pop all this into the car, and then we're gonna head home. We've also just spotted this. Look at it. It's a little dwarf conifer that grows in a little ball shape. How cute is this? Loving this. I'm thinking maybe for the crepe myrtle bed, it might be really nice in there if it likes a little bit of shade. That could be a good spot because we've got some gaps in there that this could fill. Oh, I love the shape of it. I do like my conifers, and he just grows in a little ball. That's so cute. I know, gosh, the colours at the moment, just, yes, so gorgeous. All right, we've now spent all that money, so we are truly heading home. So I will talk to you again once we get home. Good morning. It is actually the next day. By the time I got home yesterday, it was almost like 3 o'clock and I hadn't had lunch yet, and I basically just wanted to get home and have some lunch and get all cozy and comfy on the couch. And it did really start to bucket down with rain by the time I got home. I don't know if you can see, the ground is all wet. It rained pretty much all night. But this morning, we've got some blue skies with some fluffy clouds. They do still forecast rain though. So while there is blue skies now, I'm going to do what I can in the garden this morning before the rain sort of comes in this afternoon. So I thought we would spend the morning together. Gosh, the plants are just loving that blue sky days and rain by night. It's working very well for my garden. So yes, as I said, you didn't miss much yesterday afternoon. Ooh, what you did miss was I got a very exciting home delivery. A very exciting piece of equipment or appliance, kitchen appliance delivered yesterday. I have had this particular item saved on my iPad since probably September last year, and I've just sort of been watching it and waiting for it to go on sale, and it finally did, and it arrived yesterday. So after we've had a little bit of time in the garden this morning, I may actually unbox that with you just so you can kind of see what it is. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be beautiful and unbelievably handy. So we've got a really I have had the most lovely morning. The weather, I mean, I don't know if you can hear it over the microphone there, but it is super windy today. And it's a really nice temperature, which makes it a very nice gardening morning. And I just had a really slow start. I had a little bit of a lie-in. I've had a lovely breakfast. I actually was reading the paper. The village which I live sort of close to still does like an old school, like printed community newspaper, which is just really sweet, and I love reading it. It's just, yeah, they share sort of like all the happenings in the community, what's going on, what events are coming up. I saw in the newspaper this morning that a Highland cow, so someone obviously here has Highland cows, but a Highland cow has gone missing and there was a reward for it, and it's just, yeah, all the funny little things that happen in sort of country coastal communities. So, without further ado, let's get stuck into some gardening. I'm keen to try and get as much planted as I can, particularly of the vegetables. I think if I focus on getting the vegetables that I bought yesterday in the ground first, and then I can always sort of work on the plants later. Can you hear all the birds? I wonder if that comes through on camera. So this is the plant haul. Not all of this is from yesterday. Some of this was from a few weeks ago. But what I do really want to focus on today, as I said, is getting in the onions. I bought 2 packets of those brown onions. I also want to get in the spinach, this climbing red spinach. I am thinking about actually popping this in a pot separate, not actually in the kitchen garden. I'm thinking maybe near where the snack capsicums are. I'm just conscious that it's a full sun to part shade, whereas the kitchen garden bed gets full sun all the time. That, and it can get up to 3 meters by 1 to 1.5 meters. Not that I will let it get that big, but I do have a lot going on in the kitchen garden at the moment, and I don't want it to sort of take over. And I'm hoping by popping it in a pot, it will be easier for me to kind of care for and kind of maintain the size of it. But I'm so excited to get that in and going so I can start harvesting some of these leaves. They look delicious. They're a really nice texture. So I want to get that in today. And the other thing that I definitely want to get in today is the garlic. So that's kind of the plan. I've got this here, which, as I mentioned yesterday, I'm keen to do as a water planter. There is actually 2 sort of branches in this pot, so I might be able to get 2 water plants out of this. I want to have one in the bathroom, and the other one I might end up popping into the library bookshelves. We'll just see. We'll see how it goes, but I may not get to that today. We might have to do that in a future video. But definitely wanting to get these items here in today. And even if the rest of these things sort of have to wait and, you know, for a couple of days, it's not a problem. They will be happy here. So let's carry some of these things out and think about positioning them. So I've got the brown onions that I'm very excited to try. They've got a much shorter harvest time, so that should be interesting. And they're an heirloom variety, so hopefully they grow really well. So I've got the 2 punnets of seedlings here, and I'm just going to plant them in this area where the other brown onions were. They didn't do too well, the other brown. I mean, some of them are doing okay, but I think maybe I planted them too soon and we were still getting a bit of the hot weather. So keen to get those in. So I'm going to focus on that now, and then I'll go get the garlic. And I'm wondering, depending on how these sort of go, garlic takes forever. So I'm even thinking of maybe doing the garlic sort of just back here in this corner, because it'll take a long time for it to do its thing. But otherwise, everything else is looking really great. The tomatoes, oh, they're doing unbelievable. I'm so surprised at this time of year how well they're doing. Very happy with that. And the spinach, I have high intentions of eating this today. So slight change of plans. The brown onions have completely filled that area. So these are spring onions here. So I'm just going to put the garlic just in a little line here, which should do perfectly fine in this location. And because they take so long to sort of get to harvest, so they'll be fine. So garlic is in. I've got the 4 little plants there. And so they'll just stay here. Basically, it just says on the little tag there that they'll be ready for harvest once the leaves start to die down. So I imagine it's going to be a few months before that happens. So on to the next thing. So I'm thinking for the little red climbing spinach, I think I'm going to pop it into this pot here. It's just kind of like a barrel sort of look pot where the other sort of lemon balm and things and the snack capsicums are. It's easy for me to get to here. It's easy for me to water and kind of keep on top of. And it's also away from the other vegetables in the event that it does grow wild and I need to constantly be keeping it sort of down and cutting. This pot is quite big, so I might find that if I've got sort of, you know, if the lemon balm, if I get heaps of lemon balm sort of come up, I can always sort of plant around the outside here with like lemon balm or, you know, whatever else I need if I pop the spinach in the middle. So we might have a look at that now as well. We'll do that one and get it all in. I've just filled with dirt and then I'm just going to pop it, as I said, just in the middle. So the little spinach is in. It is obviously a climber, so I'm thinking once it gets a little bit bigger I might have to put some supports in here, a little bit of structure for it to kind of climb up on, but I'll just sort of give it a week or so to bed down a bit and sort of establish itself, and then I'll have a look about maybe getting some wooden stakes sort of similar to what I've done at the tomatoes and kind of having that structure so that it can grow up from there. Very happy with that. And as I said, it is, if you're like me and you live in a subtropical zone, this will be great year round. So it's not, I don't think it's frost hardy. No, it's frost tender, if you can see that. I don't get frosts here. So if you're somewhere, as I said, like me, subtropical, then this could be a great all year round alternative for spinach. I can grow spinach in the colder months, but only for a couple of months before it basically just dies off. So very happy with this little addition to my garden, and fingers crossed it likes it here, and then that way I can have spinach all year round. I realized I didn't show you the brown onions. I may have gotten a little bit carried away when I bought 2 punnets of the seedlings. So basically I now have, you can see, little brown onions dotted all throughout this whole section of the bed. I'm sure not all of them will make it, so always good to have more than less. I can always gift brown onions to people if needs be, but I've sort of just interdispersed them with the beetroots, and then kale will be coming up here. We planted the kale seeds together last week. Yeah, last week I think. So hopefully they'll be coming up soon, and kale's kind of in this, the dwarf kale is kind of in this corner here. And then yeah, beetroots all through here, brown onions. The pumpkin is just, oh, I don't know if you can see this. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. Tomatoes are doing really well. As I said earlier, the spinach is looking incredible. I'm hoping to harvest a bit of that today for a salad, for lunch. Rosemary's looking great. The leeks are doing good. Cucumbers are going strong. Those cucumbers there will be ready for harvest shortly. Spring onions always do great. So that crop is doing great. Yeah. I'll give you, I did mention possibly at the beginning of this video, I can't remember now, but I have had an incredible gardening triumph that I'm super excited about, but I'm conscious that this video is probably getting quite long, and I do want to pop inside and show you the homeware delivery that I have received, because I'm just, yeah, I basically just want to open this box and start using the appliance. So I thought we would do that together. And if I go through and start showing you all the fun gardening stuff, this video will just be hours long. So maybe next week I will give you kind of a bit of a garden update for end of May, and just sort of show you, I'll show you my incredible success story, and I'll kind of show you how everything's going. But I might stay out here for another maybe half hour or so and kind of just potter around a little bit, and then we'll head inside and I will open this box with you. So this is the box that I was telling you about. As you can see, it is quite a large appliance, and I'm so excited about it. As I said when we were outside, I have had this saved since probably September last year, and I've just been watching it for months, hoping that it would go on sale, and it finally did. So I'm very, very keen to get into this because I really want to start using it. So I've got my box cutter here. Let's get this open. I hope it is as nice in person as it seemed on the website. Oh, it is a box inside a box. Can I get it? No. Alright, you can see it is the Laura Ashley slow cooker. I got the 6.5 litre slow cooker. If you have been subscribed to my channel for a while, you will know how often I use my current slow cooker. I use it at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. It is one of my favourite kitchen appliances. It's right up there with my Magimix. And I've had my current slow cooker now for years. I would say a good probably 12 years. I paid $20 for it from, I think I got it from Big W or Kmart or something like that, like 20 years ago. So I've definitely loved it. I've used it so much. There is technically nothing wrong with my current slow cooker. This one is actually slightly bigger, which is one of the reasons why I wanted it. I think this one is going to be a little bit easier to clean as well in comparison to my current slow cooker. And quite frankly, it's also just very, very pretty, and the pattern of it matches my my teapot that I have. So I'm very, very excited to add her to my kitchen collection. And yeah, as I said, I've been eyeing it for quite a while. It's certainly not a $20 slow cooker. I think I paid maybe $120 or something for her from Kitchen Warehouse online. They had a sale on. And as I said, I'd been watching it for a long time and I'd been saving up for it. And so when it came in the sale, I very, very quickly purchased it. Oh. I'm not going to get rid of my current slow cooker. As I said, there's nothing really wrong with it. You would be surprised the amount of times that I actually need two slow cookers. So like I might be cooking chicken in one slow cooker, and then I might want to do a stew or a roast in the other slow cooker, and you can't mix those two things. So it is quite often, surprisingly, that I need two slow cookers. So I think this one will be my sort of main slow cooker because she's very pretty. She is much bigger than the current one and she will be easier to clean. And then I'll keep my current slow cooker as my backup on those times where I do need a second slow cooker. gosh, the tape, they have taped it so well. So I think it's the China Rose pattern. Does it say somewhere? I'm pretty sure it's the China, yeah, sorry, it does say. This is the China Rose pattern that matches my tea kettle. They do an entire range, so they have like toasters, they have stand mixers, they have slow cookers, they've got electric kettles. I have a stovetop kettle, and I really like the China Rose pattern. I think they did it in a few other sort of styles. I don't know if they did slow cookers in other patterns other than the China Rose, but I think it's just gorgeous. You'll see in a moment once I get it open. So this is the lid. It's obviously just a tempered glass lid. It's got the really pretty blue sort of China Rose handle on it. And then this is the insert. So if you're familiar with slow cookers, they have these ceramic inserts, which obviously you can take in or out. They're like quite heavy. And as you can see, this one is a white. My current one, I think, is a black one, but I think this will actually be a lot easier to clean because you'll be able to see a lot better. But yes, it is bigger. It's probably a litre, I would say. I think my current one's maybe a 5.5 litre, whereas this is the 6.5 litre. So very, very happy with that. Oh, wow. Oh, she's gorgeous. I'm sorry, this is the first time I'm seeing it in person as well. Absolutely worth every penny. Look at that print. I will bring you a bit closer so you can see up close, but it's this gorgeous floral, blue floral print, and like the details they've done on the handles with the little blue and then the silver. She's stunning, absolutely stunning. So happy to finally have this. And I know if you can subscribe for a while, you'll know my current slow cooker, I do fill it all the way. There are times with my current slow cooker that I'm like pushing the stuff down for stews. So having that extra litre of space is going to be incredible. And so that is her there. And then that's the insert, the ceramic insert. And it basically just sits in like this. You have your little lid and then you just plug it in. And that is her. And so on the front, it's a really simple slow cooker, which is similar to the one that I currently have. It just has like a warm setting. So if you're finished cooking and you just want to keep whatever you've got in here warm, you've got the warm setting, you've got low, and then you've got high. I generally do all of my slow cooking on the low setting, but obviously you can do it on the high setting as well. And it's just this, the amount of things you can make in a slow cooker. I definitely think my slow cooker, my Magimix, and my oven are like my favorite kitchen appliances, and I use them so much. So in my slow cooker, as I said, I do stews, I do roasts. You can do like porridge, like overnight porridge in it. You could do soups, you can do I do chicken in it, my slow cooker chicken that I actually I've shown you that on this before, but I do slow cooker chicken in this that I pull apart and then I pop in like salads and wraps and sandwiches and that.
You could do, which I actually do want to do in a couple of weeks now that we're in autumn here, you could do like slow cooked apple and pear, and do like an apple and pear compote with like cinnamon and nutmeg and like a little bit of maple syrup, and just, oh, that would be delicious, all in the slow cooker. I just think they're amazing. It's so simple, and because it's one pot, so like with the stew, and again, we have done stews together before, you just dump everything in the morning, turn it on low, pop the lid on, that's it. And you just come back 8 hours later and it's incredible. The meal is so tasty and delicious. And I mean, stews are so nutritious as well and so great for this time of year. Anyway, I won't continue to go on and on and on about her. As you can see, I absolutely love her, and I'm so happy to have her in my collection of little sort of kitchen appliances. But I actually thought as well, given we're talking about homeware, I have mentioned recently, I think, that I am keen to kind of restyle the bookshelves in my library kind of office space. And I picked up a few pieces maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago when I was in Adairs. And I thought, given that we're talking about homeware, I might just really quickly show you those pieces. So hold that thought and I will be back. All right, so I purchased these 3 home pieces from Adairs. I was actually in store maybe 3 weeks ago. I think I was looking at quilt covers or something like that in store. And so Adairs is a store that sells like homeware. So they do towels and pillows, quilts, sheets, you know, that kind of thing. But they also do home decor. And when I was in store there, they had 30% off, I'm pretty sure, all of their home decor. And I'm super, super keen to kind of restyle all of my bookshelves in the library. They are very much functional bookshelves. I own a lot of books, as you probably all know. I love to read, and so I do own a lot of physical books. I read on, you know, Hoopla and Kindle as well, but I like having physical books. So I do actually own a lot of physical books as well. And so my bookshelves are very much, I use them as bookshelves. They're not just like aesthetics or anything like that, but I do like them to look quite pretty. And so I'm wanting to kind of restyle them a little bit and maybe add a little bit of character and a little bit of texture into the bookshelves. And so I kind of wanted to purchase, I do have a few sort of art pieces in there already and kind of knickknacks and souvenirs that I've got on you know, recent trips and travels and that sort of thing. But I was in Adairs and I saw these 3 pieces and I thought that they would look really pretty and just, yeah, add a little bit of character to the bookshelves. Gosh, if you can hear that wind, it is super windy today. So the first piece that I bought was this. So she's quite lightweight and she is nude, but I just thought this was so elegant, like the lines of the body. She's very much like a ballerina kind of style. She's got the very cute little bun in her hair. And I just thought this was so pretty. My bookshelves are white. So I thought adding something like this, she's kind of a coal color and she's got like a bit of a metallic finish on her. I will, once I finish going through these pieces, I will bring you a bit closer so you can kind of see everything up close and see the colors and that. But I just thought she was like just stunning. I liked this style. There were 2 other styles in the same kind of statue. One was like sort of standing in a dancer's pose and the other one I think was reclining like this, but had a slightly different kind of position. But I thought the lines of this were so elegant and beautiful. So full price, she was $50, and I think I got 30% off and possibly a little bit more because I am actually an Adairs linen lover. So it's like a membership kind of with Adairs. So I get a little bit more of a discount as well. So maybe I got 35% off or something. But yeah, I thought she was really pretty. She's got a very serene expression on her face, which again, you'll see when I bring you a little bit closer. But that was the first piece. And she just sits so nicely. And then continuing with the statues, I also bought this. I have a thing with like voluptuous little ladies. I just think she is stunning, absolutely stunning. I loved the color. She's almost like a bone, like a flecked bone kind of color, and she sort of just reclines like this. And I thought in the bookshelves I could kind of have some books upright and then lay a few flat, and then she could be reclining on like the flat books and kind of act as a bookend. But she's so cute. I love her so much. She's just got such a pretty little face on her, and just the position and just her shape and everything. I love it. So she was $40, and again I got the 35%, I think it's 35% off in the sale. But isn't she so cute? So I got that, and the last little piece I purchased was a little piece of art. So they had this, and they had a sort of, I think it was a pink style, and it was more of a square, but I really liked this arch. I thought that that was very sort of unique. I've already got some artwork, like actual framed prints in the bookcase, so I thought this arch was just something a little bit different. I thought the blue, this really beautiful pale blue, will just add a brightness into the bookcase, and then obviously the vase of flowers in that. You all know how much I love flowers. And so that was the other little piece that I bought. So that was also $49.99, and I got the 35% off. So it is like a mango wood back, and then what they've done is like an enamel print on the front, which I just think is beautiful. And so obviously, just to show you the back, there is like a little hook here, so you could actually like hang it on the wall if you wanted, but I will just be sort of standing this up in the bookcase. So yeah, they were the pieces that I purchased. That's pretty much the most of the new in homeware. I have actually got a few art pieces for the walls. I won't show you those today. This video is, I'm sure, super long already. So once I've kind of decided, I'm still waiting on a few pieces, and once I've decided on like the locations, then I'll give you a bit of an updated home tour and just kind of show you where the art pieces ended up. They're really beautiful, very so far the majority of them are quite like country sort of scapes, but the colors are so rich and really beautiful. So I will show you a bit of an updated sort of house tour in a upcoming video. So if you would like to see that, please subscribe. All right, I'm going to bid you farewell now while I'm talking to you, but what I will do is bring the camera a little bit closer, and I'll just show you these pieces up close. I will also link them in the description box, just in the event that you're also looking for some pieces and they interest you. If you're looking for a slow cooker and you love this print, I'll link all of this down below. But thank you as always so much for joining me. We've sort of spent the last 2 days together. We headed to the garden centre yesterday and picked up some bits. It was quite the haul, and then we got outside this morning, did a little bit of gardening, a little bit of pottering around, and then yeah, went through these gorgeous home pieces. So I hope you have an incredible rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. But just remember, I will bring you quickly closer now and I'll show you these pieces. Bye.